All right, guys, so I've done quite a few videos on this guy, and for the life of me, I still don't know why this dude is famous. I have no clue, right? And I'm talking about Ethan Klein from H3H3 Productions, right? I really don't know why what this dude says matters, right? I don't understand why anybody gives a 1F about what this man says, okay? I've never watched any of his content, and or at length, put it that way. I've tried to, and I'm just like, what is this? Right? Like, what is the point of this? Okay? Like, does this man have any particular talent? Does he have any particular skills? Like, what does this man actually bring to the table to make him so relevant to the point where he has millions of followers? I truly don't know, right? I really don't. But he is, right? And this guy has caused more controversy yet again, as he apparently removed some interviews from Jordan Peterson because he thinks that it is a dangerous getaway to alt-right transphobia and COVID misinformation. So he removed both of his interviews with Jordan Peterson that he had on his channel, right? So this has caused a whole lot of internet drama, right? And a whole lot of controversy because people are seeing this as, this guy basically promoting censorship. Right, and basically being an SJW as well, okay? There's a whole lot of comments on this, and one comment in particular that got flamed by a lot of people is Kim Iverson, who I actually kind of like. She says, "Yay, censorship. I love it when you decide what's good for me to hear," right? So she's basically taking a swipe at him saying, listen, this is kind of ridiculous, right? You're censoring ideas simply because you just don't like them, right? And it's just a part of a continuing trend of cancel culture that we're seeing from the left, right? Where they simply don't want to participate in about ideas, even though they claim they have all the facts, right? Even though they claim that they don't want to participate in about ideas. So she got really flamed for this because one, she said she was voting straight Republican, right? And people was, kind of flaming her for it, saying that, hey, you don't know what censorship means, blah, 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 cringe take, getting on her and whatnot. And I'm like, no, she's actually right, right? She is right. Because even though Ethan Klein does have the right to, dictate what's on his platform and what's not on his platform, the issue is that this guy has millions of subscribers and he has been advocating for censorship, right? He has been advocating for dissenting opinions to be silenced, okay? He came out just last week and started going on about Joe Rogan and the stuff that he was saying on his podcast, okay? Now he is basically taking down his interviews with Jordan Peterson. Again, this guy is a major influencer, right? I think undeservingly, right? Unjustly, okay? But he's a major influencer with a major platform. And when people like this are embracing censorship, that is a problem, right? That's a problem, okay? So let's read more about this, because the irony of him deleting these videos with Jordan Peterson but leaving up some other videos that, in my opinion, are way worse than anything that Jordan Peterson has ever said. I think it clearly shows the hypocrisy of these people, right, on the left, and the fact that what he's doing is not grounded in any real principles at all. It's just him trying to virtue signal to his audience, right? Look at me, I canceled Jordan Peterson, right? Clap for me, right? That's just kind of what it is, in my opinion. Because if this dude actually was principled on this issue of harmful, dangerous information and hate speech and stuff like that, he would take down his own channel. And we're going to see why here in a little bit. YouTube's biggest coward, Ethan Klein, ought to delete his channel. In a transparent effort to signal his virtue to his newfound leftist allies on social media, Klein announced to his audience of 2.4 million followers on Twitter that he removed both his interviews with Dr. Jordan Peterson. The obese YouTuber is best known for dressing in whiteface and also blackface, encouraging young people to consume nicotine products, and more recently mocking podcaster Joe Rogan's fitness. Quote, years ago, I interviewed Jordan Peterson before I was very familiar with his politics. He was an interesting guest who I enjoyed sitting with. Klein wrote Friday, adding, but especially now, I can see he's a dangerous getaway to the alt-right, transphobia, and COVID misinformation. I removed both interviews today, Klein bragged on Twitter, right? So here's the thing. It's funny because his reasons for removing Jordan Peterson for his platform is always the same stuff that the left say. Well, you're a dangerous getaway to the alt-right, right? Well, what does that mean? Alt-right to them basically means not left, right? So if you're not left, you're alt-right, right? Even if you are, center-right or whatever, you're alt-right if you're not left, okay? The whole transphobia thing simply means that, hey, if you agree with basic biology, then you're a transphobe. And COVID misinformation basically means that if you don't go along with the mainstream narrative in regards to this pandemic, then you're spreading misinformation regardless of whether or not the mainstream narrative is actually scientifically accurate or true, right? That's basically what it means. Which, again, I find it hilarious. Those are the reasons that he used for why he's, taking the dude's interview off his platform. His tweet was met with a barrage of support from his newfound audience, who call him king and praise him for standing on the right side of history, many with pronouns and rose emojis in their bios. Unlike the pronouns brigade, Peterson does not publicly identify with labels, but has defended classical liberalism, which he once noted that some might consider to be right-wing, and that would reflect the current political situation. Peterson, who criticizes extreme politics on both ends of the spectrum, is not a darling of the radical far right, and often he builds lectures around topics of Nazism, political extremism, fanaticism, which he warns vehemently against. Klein, meanwhile, raked in countless subscribers by being one of the first YouTubers to interview Peterson when he first became a public figure in 2017, and presumably made no small amount of bank from all the ad dollars Peterson's presence on his YouTube channel provided him with. Ding, 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 ding. Right? This man came on your channel and gave you a boost, okay? And now you're going to take down the videos because, you don't agree with his opinions, right? It's kind of ridiculous, man. It's kind of ridiculous. These people are ungrateful. Before his foray into leftist politics, Klein used his H3H3 Productions channel to platform anti-wokeness, and event went so far as to praise Rudy Patoja, better known as Huge Mongus, a man who spoke at a public meeting in the Seattle City Council in support of a new police station when he was accosted by leftists and women's march activist Zarna Joshua, who accused him of sexual harassment. So this guy, initially, apparently when he started his podcast or whatever early on, he was against anti-wokeness, right? He was not for political correctness and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, he saw the profit motives, right? He saw the dollar signs. He said, you know what? Let me be woke, right? Let me be for political correctness and cancel culture and censorship, right? Just like woke corporate America, right? That's literally what they're doing as well, too. They're just doing it for the money, okay? Doing it for the money. Klein's coverage of the topic made him into an overnight sensation on Reddit, where many Redditors have grown tired of woke activism and wanted to see a win. Will Klein delete his coverage of Pantoja too? Ethan Klein owes much of his present success and popularity to his early alliance with anti-wokeness, Jordan Peterson, and the rest of the mainstream non-radical public. If he has any dignity whatsoever, he should delete his channel. All right, so there's a video out there that is still up on his channel of this guy, again, that, claims to be against, hate speech and, all that other stuff, right? Of him saying the F word and the N word, right? In fact, not only is he saying it, he says that he loves saying it. Okay, so we're actually gonna play a little bit of this so you guys get the gist of, what this guy is into in hypocrisy here.
It's just a wonderful string of words that really gets you going. You, I love that I can just say. I love saying. It's just a wonderful string of words that really gets you going.
All right, so you guys get the gist there, okay? This guy is a huge hypocrite, okay? Because he claims that he's against hate speech, right? And transphobia and all this other stuff, right? And that led him to delete a video that he had with Jordan Peterson, okay? But yet he didn't delete the video of himself saying things that people can consider hate speech. Now, me personally, I really don't give a damn, right, about what he says, okay? I'm just called out of hypocrisy, okay? So if he want to say the N-word and all that other stuff, I really don't care, right? He can do what he want to do, okay? But, again, when you're classifying things that other people say is hate speech and then deleting their videos and trying to virtue signal about it to try to imply that you're holier than thou, when you actually have videos of you saying things that are much worse and then you choose not to delete those videos, that kind of makes you look very fake, right? It makes you look very, very fake, okay? Again, it just makes it look like you're doing it for clicks and likes, not off of any real principles. And if you were doing it off principles, then those principles, in my opinion, are wrong, right? In regards to censorship, because you said what you said, you put it up there, you should stick by it, right? You should stick by it. But Dr. Jordan Peterson did respond to Ethan, right? In which he said, "What are you up to, Ethan? We had a good conversation. I enjoyed meeting you and talking with you. What have I said precisely that motivated your actions and your accusations, deleting our discussion and honest question? Finally, H3H3, you might seriously consider providing me with the footage so I can post it, given that I agreed to appear on your show based on the agreement that there would in fact be a show. Also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture generally live to regret it. I'm not going to come after you except politely in this Twitter stream, but the chickens will definitely come home to roost. You will be held to a higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you." Yeah, he's absolutely right. He's 100% correct, right? He's 100% correct, okay? Because again, what happens with cancel culture is that the standard becomes higher, 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 right? Because there's a totem pole of victimhood, right? In which, hey, you can't offend this group, and this group that is more victimized than this group, you can't offend them, right? Which means that, again, what happens is we're going to get to a point where you literally can't say anything, right? Where speech is just banned in general, okay? Because everything is offensive. Everything is offensive, right? So, again, these guys, man, don't really understand the metaphor of living by the sword and dying by the sword. Because that is what happens when you promote cancel culture and censorship. Eventually, you will be censored. You will say something that the mob will not support, and they will come after you. Just like he recently got a strike, right, and had to cancel his show, his Christmas show, his last show of the year, because he had uploaded a video like a year ago or something like that YouTube said was too dangerous to watch, right? And stuff like that happens because of people like him advocating for censorship, okay? That's how that happens. When you advocate for that stuff, the pendulum always swings the other way. It just does, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.